Most Christians think the flesh is defeated through willpower. Try harder. Pray harder. Fight harder. But if that were true, the strongest believers would be the ones with the most self-control, not the ones who depend on God the most. What if everything you've been told about winning this battle is missing the one piece that actually matters? Today, I want to show you 7 ways God has already given every Christian to defeat the flesh, not through effort, but through obedience. Galatians 5:16 says, "Walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." Paul didn't say, resist harder. He said, walk. That's a direction, not a struggle. 1. Starve what you don't want to grow. I once heard about a man who fasted every week but filled his evenings with content that stirred anger and lust. He wondered why fasting never changed him. Here's the truth. What you feed grows, and what you starve weakens. Matthew 6:22 says the eye is the lamp of the body. What enters through your eyes fills your whole life, not restriction, redirection. 2. Replace the desire, don't just suppress it. A woman I knew tried for years to stop gossiping. She white-knuckled every conversation, holding her tongue until she couldn't anymore. Suppression without replacement always fails, eventually. Ephesians 4:29 doesn't just say stop unwholesome talk. It says speak what builds others up. The flesh isn't defeated by empty space. It's defeated when something better fills it. Not silence, substitution. 3. Stop negotiating with conviction. I knew a man who always had a reason to wait. God nudged him to apologize, and he said next week. God nudged him to give, and he said next month. Listen carefully. Every time you negotiate with conviction, you train your conscience to be quieter. Hebrews 3:15 warns, "Today, if you will hear his voice, do not harden your hearts." The flesh survives on delay, not later now. If this is speaking to you, subscribe and write, "Lord, soften my heart," in the comments. Stay with me, because the next 4 are where real transformation happens. 4. Let correction do its work instead of resisting it. I remember a believer who bristled every time someone pointed out a blind spot. He called it judgment. He called it unfair. But Proverbs 15:32 says, "Whoever heeds correction gains understanding." The flesh hates being exposed, but exposure is often mercy in disguise. Think about Peter after he denied Christ 3 times. He didn't hide from that failure forever. He let it reshape him. Not defensiveness, humility. 5. Guard your rest, not just your actions. A tired believer is a vulnerable believer. I once knew a woman who prayed fiercely against temptation but never slept, never rested, never stopped. Exhaustion made her flesh louder, not weaker. Elijah collapsed under a tree after his greatest victory, and God's first response wasn't a rebuke. It was food and sleep. 1 Kings 19 shows us that even prophets need restoration before they need instruction. Not more striving, more stillness. 6. Confess before you're caught, not after. I remember a man who only admitted his struggles once someone else discovered them. Freedom never came from being found out. It came from coming forward. James 5:16 says to confess your sins to one another so that you may be healed. The flesh hides. The Spirit exposes gently before shame forces it into the open. Not concealment, confession. 7. Remember whose strength you're actually using. This last one matters more than all the others combined. I knew a believer who treated every failure as proof she needed to try harder next time. But Zechariah 4:6 says, "Not by might, nor by power, but by my Spirit." Every one of the 6 ways before this only works when this 7th one is true. Effort without dependence just produces exhaustion. Think of Gideon, reduced from thousands of soldiers to 300, so that when the victory came, no one could claim it was their own strength. Not self-effort, spirit dependence. As we look back at these 7, remember Galatians 5:16 one more time. Walk in the Spirit, and you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Starve what you don't want to grow. Replace instead of suppress. Stop negotiating with conviction. Let correction do its work. Guard your rest. Confess before you're caught. And remember whose strength you're using. This isn't about shame. It's about direction. God isn't asking you to win the battle alone. He already gave you the way through. So today, pick one of these 7 and put it into practice, not as pressure, but as surrender. If this message spoke to you, write "Lord, I walk in the Spirit" in the comments. Share this with someone who's tired of fighting the same battle. And subscribe so we can keep growing in biblical wisdom together. God bless you, my brother, my sister. Until next time.